They're now being told that these courts are only for civil matters, and people are using them for their own free will. But these courts are informal, they're closed and unregulated. Now how can we know what's really going on? See, sharia is more than just an arbitration council. Sharia is a barbaric ideology that governs every aspect of its followers' lives. Sharia is an evil and oppressive regime that favours only the Muslim male. Muslim women are slaves to Sharia law, and non-Muslims, well, they either pay for protection, convert, or they die. That's the first blooper on the video. The first victims of Sharia are the Muslims themselves. So before you all say I was just picking on the Muslims again, hear me. The first victims of Sharia are the Muslims themselves.
Hey!
A Muslim living under Sharia law, if that Muslim then decides to leave Islam, they must be killed immediately.
Excuse me, my darling, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to film.
Non-Muslims, if they don't, then they're in violation of Sharia law. Jihad is their holy war. Jihad is them taking your wealth from you, your freedom from you, and making you pay the civic tax to follow them, or convert to their regime, to their ideology, or die. Women's rights under Sharia are non-existent. Testimony of a woman in court is half the value of a man's. To prove rape, a woman must have 4 male witnesses. Without that, she is classed as illicit sex, and she would be tried as an adulterer. Rebelliousness on the part of the wife nullifies the husband's obligation to support her. It gives him permission to beat her and keep her from leaving the home. A Muslim man to begin with, he kills his wife, caught in the act of adultery. However, the opposite is not true for a woman, because he could also be married to the woman he is caught with. There's a controversy. I don't really know how to pronounce the serious of this. It's an Muslim or a Muslim now that's trying to explain to the world about Sharia law. I've got a couple of verses from there that I'm going to bring into what I've got to say. The first one is this. She's buried chest high. Her arms can't stop the stones to fly. All wipe the tears have already dried for a crime she's so consistently denied. She's buried chest deep, the moderate sleep. No matter how hard she weeps, work half a man for a testimony so cheap. Allah has come up with such a fair rule. It takes bits of history, but not me so cool. Basically, the women under Sharia, they have no lives, they have no laws that protect them. Half of what a man gets in a inheritance case is what a woman's entitled to. How is that fair? How can these courts operate in this country when they operate with different values and different punishments to what UK law courts operate with? Homosexuality has always been a controversial thing within England and within the UK. It's now widely accepted, and anybody that has anything to say about anybody's sexual preference is nothing more than a bigot, and haven't opened their own eyes to the way the world has developed and the way that the world has moved forward. However, homosexuality is Sharia law. It brings me straight back to that poem again, and a little verse from that poem. 1400 years of backward law, the tragic core of primitive law, describing homosexuals to a lot of the same. Sharia is clear for how they should face life. Doesn't matter which way. Haven't they got them with a tumbling wall? Ali Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law have been buried for a sexual cause, the entire village, children and all. It is our country, it is our law, but we are appeasing the Islamists and we are allowing them to do this in amongst us. like I say, these courts, how do we know what's going on in there? However we translate it, under Sharia law, homosexuality is only punishable by one thing, and that is death. How can that be moral? How can someone's sexual preference mean they should be killed for not agreeing with that of the people who rule their state? However we look at Sharia law, it is not and cannot be compatible with our society. Another question that everybody's asking, why are we talking about Sharia law in England? We're talking about Sharia in England because, well, just a couple of miles from this very spot, Hijaz College, or Hijaz Islamic University on Watley Street, not only teaches Sharia law, but it houses the first official UK Sharia law course. It started in December of 2007 as a Muslim arbitration tribunal, heard over 100 cases up until September 2008. This increases from that date at a rate of 10 to 15 cases per month in a formal office at the college. This court claims only to deal with civil court matters, yet in reality they are unregulated and we have no idea what cases are being dealt with. For example, a reported case that happened in Woolwich, the Somali community dealt with a stabbing using a Sharia trial. Now, as far as I'm aware, stabbing is a criminal trial. More about Sharia. In some Muslim countries, punishments handed out under Sharia have included beheading, public flogging, steam hands being chopped off. However, according to Faisal Siddiqui, a law barrister in this country, and head of the Hijaz College just down the road, he has sat judgment at a number of trials held in this very Sharia court in this country, in this town. And he has said that Christian society is not ready for punishment. But while he's teaching Islamic law here, he clearly thinks Britain will be ready one day. I'll tell you that Britain will never be ready. And for as long as we're here, we will never go back to a 1400-year-old barbaric evil law that oppresses our women. With all this in mind, how can we deal with civil matters? How can we trust the court to make men over women? How do we know people are using this Sharia system under their own free will and not forced to use it as a vehicle for oppression or harm? How can domestic violence cases be dealt with by a court which allows a man to beat a woman for being a virgin? The answer to all of these questions is simple. We can't know. We can't trust these courts, and we can't have these courts in our society. Sharia courts must be banned. Buried chest high, halfway deep, where the moderates are all still fast asleep. just, not worthy of respect, only disgust. Beheading those with a nice thrust. He's buried head high in a heap of stone. No more crying, no more moan. All that's left is skin and bone. Allah has come up with such a fair call. The true justice of sharia law. There will be a lot of people stood outside of here now that don't know what the English defence league are about, don't know what sharia law is all about. I asked you to take some time, go and do a little research. The very first official sharia court of less than a couple of miles from this very spot. There are teachers Islamic law in this country, and you still believe that there is no place for Islamic law in this country. You still believe that Islamic law cannot happen in this country. Why is there a college down the road teaching up to 500 Islamic scholars? They can have their colleges, they can have their schools. They must allow us in to regulate them. They must allow us in to see what is actually happening in there, and they must follow our curriculum. Until then, ban these Islamic schools, ban these sharia courts,